What if Deku joined Team JPDE? Chapter 31. Evelyn's Demons. Sunday. Day 98. No take-backs this time, Penny Enrico asked. None at all, father. I'm operation ready, Penny said. That's my goal. Are you also ready, Assistant Enrico asked. Yes. But let it be known I'm 100% opposed to this operation, Seal said. Duly noted. I trust you will still perform to the best of your capacities, Enrico said. Of course. This operation will be a success, Seal said. Thanks. I'll be in your hands, Seal. I will go change and wait for you by the stasis tube, Penny said. Penny then left the room. Why is she thanking me? I don't understand, Seal said. Because she appreciates what you will do, Enrico said. Even when I said I disapprove, Seal asked. Especially because you said you disapprove, Enrico said. I don't understand, Seal said. I'm sure you will in time, Seal. You are your father's daughter, after all, Enrico said, as he left the room. He's not my father, Seal said. Meanwhile at peak, Deku and David were in one of the tents, both deep in thought. Thinking of Penny, Evelyn asked. Yes, Deku said. It's all that I can think about, David said. Yeah, me too. But it doesn't do us a lick of good, does it, Evelyn said. No. No, it doesn't, David said. I trust her judgment. I trust in her father's skills. Still can't help but be worried, Deku said. Me too. I'm just starting to get used to the girlfriend thing, too. Speaking of which. How's it going between you two, Evelyn asked. Nothing has been happening, David said. We've really just been accepting that we share girlfriends, Deku said. Moo. Why do you two have to be so boring, Evelyn asked. Of course you would like us to get it on, wouldn't you, David said. Duh. After today Penny will be ready and I want a show to watch after me and Penny perform together. Okay. Enough about that. We'll talk about this later, Deku said. Fine. Back on topic. But as Penny said, we're the ones who need to worried. So let's think of ourselves now, so we can go back to Beacon to welcome her with a big smile on our faces, Evelyn said. We love you, you know that, David said. Yes, but I love hearing those words, Evelyn said. Oh gods, come out already. I'm about to puke, Titania said. Deku, David and Evelyn then exited the tent. Look at that. The witch is weak to the power of love. Not surprised in the slightest, Evelyn said. Love is fine. Mush gives me herpes, Titania said. Alright, seems like we're relaxed enough. Guess we're all ready, then. Just like last time, we stay in radio contact at all times and you retreat at the first sign of trouble. If you can't, we're coming in as backup, Jack said. Roger that, David said. So it shall be, Miss Ivory Peach said. Yeah, Titania said. IW Team PTDD, Evelyn said. Pfft, what does that even mean? Anyway, Ijuku, you're in charge while you're in there, Jack said. Copy that. But why not Professor Peach, Deku asked. Well, I can't get a grasp on how Miss Peach's brain works, and you're the most cautious person and strongest person I know, Jack said. I see. I won't disappoint, Deku said. We'll be in your care, Mr. Midoriya, Peach said. Yep. Don't lead us astray, almighty leader, Titania said. Lead the way, second in command, David said. Go get him, partner, Jack said. Whatever it is you're gonna get. Will you spill the bean already, Titania, Evelyn asked. Very well. If you must know. We're gonna get you guys a piece of me, Titania said. Evelyn then moved to stand in front of David and Deku. Back at the lab ship. The energy levels are stable, so no leaks, all reroutings properly adjusted, Seal said. Very well. Let's start draining the conduction fluid, Enrico said. Reactivation and release of the pneumatic seal in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Seal said. Hello, Father. Seal. I'm back, Penny said. Welcome back, Penny. How does your upgraded body feel, Enrico asked. Honestly, Father. It feels amazing, Penny said. Penny had a whole new look. Her whole body was bigger in all the right places, and she had a new combat outfit to boot. It's everything I've wanted it to be. Thanks, Father, Penny said. You're welcome, my dear. Think your friends will like it, Enrico asked. I'm absolutely positive. They are going to be so surprised. Oh, think David and Ijuku will like the chest and butt upgrades, Penny asked. Chest and butt upgrades, she calls them, Seal said. I'd prefer not to comment on that. Should we start the calibration and strength tests, Enrico asked. Of course. I can't wait to start, Penny said. Back at peak. I hate the waiting game, Evelyn said. Want to play the talking game then, Jack asked. Why not? We haven't done it in a while, have we, Evelyn said. Yes. So, what is Penny's father testing your blood for, other than the effects of David's aura, Jack asked. How even, Evelyn asked. When he first visited and when we came back inside, you seemed pretty eager to have him go back to his lab ASAP. No time like the present. Also, you and Penny started getting even closer since that day. So, I have to ask, is there something you're keeping from us, Jack asked. I didn't want to add more stuff to the pot. We've already got our hands full, Evelyn said. Evelyn, Jack said. Not indefinitely. Just until I had something more to share than another sob story for the pile, Evelyn said. Gods, it's like we're magnets for those, aren't we, Jack asked. But we power through them, because we're awesome, Evelyn said. I doubt you're going to be able to power through this one as easily, Evelyn Thiller said. What the actual? You, Evelyn said. Thiller. No. Isabella, Jack said. Hey sis, Thiller said. Up in Peaks Gate. Think it'll work, David asked. Well, the theory is sound. This field is the big guy's aura and it works by affecting yours. The metal I was made out of absorbs it, Titania said. So there's a chance that if we carry some around, it'll gather in it instead of affecting us. Marvelous. As a woman of science, I call dibs on the biggest piece, Peach said. Well, someone's having fun. You're sure there's going to be anything left, though, Deku asked. Unless someone went and cleaned it up. I certainly don't weight as much as the blob I was before, so the law of conservation of mass should apply, Titania said. Deku and David were surprised about Titania knowledge. Nishishi. That's how Peach put it. Sounds cool, doesn't it, Titania asked. Oh. Well, this is a surprise, Peach said. What is, David asked. Is there any metal left, Deku asked. Oh, there's plenty. But this you have to see, students, Peach said. Deku, David and Titania then climbed up the ladder to the gate's gearwork to see what Professor Peach was talking about. I don't know one of the two, but I guess you could shed some light, Ijuku and David. The other is very familiar to me, though. Quite the unexpected surprise, Peach said. Professor Peach, what are you even, Deku said. Deku then saw who was here. You. Here, David shouted. Standing before them was Weza and Bella. Hello, David, Bella said. You sure like to keep people waiting. We expected you at least 10 minutes ago, Weza said. Well found, Weza. It's been a long time, Peach said. You haven't aged a day, Professor. And, Dik Begis. It's a pleasure to finally meet you, Weza said. Back at the peak campsite. You're looking good, Jack said. Thanks. Except it's not really my body, Thiller said. I know, right? You're older than me, body-wise. Still, I'm happy to see that you're sound of mind and body, whoever they may originally belong to, Jack said. I appreciate it, Thiller said. Well, moving on, then, are you here to surrender, Jack asked. Goodness, no, Thiller said. Figures. Then, is Lil Miss Ray PMC Assault nearby? Because I want to give her a piece of my mind, Evelyn said. Don't talk about Bella like that, Thiller said. She sexually assaulted my boyfriend. I'll call her whatever the hell I want, Evelyn said. She wasn't in her right mind and you know it, Thiller said. Like I give a, Evelyn said. Alright, enough of this. Thiller, if you're not here to surrender, you're here for David, aren't you, Jack asked. We're here for all of you, Thiller said. So Howard and Bella are around too, Jack said. Howard is otherwise occupied. But Wezzer decided to come with us, Thiller said. Wezzer Van Gertie, Jack thought. And there's someone else who'd like to meet you, Thiller said. Someone else, she says. Who, Evelyn asked. Oh, I wouldn't know. Why don't you come find out, Thiller said. Evelyn and Jack then charged at Thiller. So that's the chick who tried to rape you, David, or something. You let a squirt like that try and force herself on you, Titania asked. How do you even? Never mind, Titania, don't underestimate her. Bella is dangerous, David said. Really, now, Titania said. I'm sorry, David, Bella said. Now, let's all get along. Since you're finally here, it means we can finally start the lesson, Wezzer said. A lesson, Peach asked. Indeed. I will take this opportunity and turn all of Peak into our classroom, Wezzer said. Very interesting. I approve, Peach said. Professor Peach, Deku exclaimed. Oh, relax, Ijuku. It's not like Wezzer is going to give us a choice in the matter, is he? And this is going to be some good battle practice for you students, Peach said. You mean you're not going to help, David asked. Of course I won't give anyone a choice in the matter. Why would I ever go, that Wezzer said. Wezzer and Bella then showed off that they had exactly 6 pieces of Titania's body in their hands. Hey! Hands off the merchandise, Titania shouted. How did you even know, Deku asked. Simple inductive reasoning. So, I'm confident Thiller and our esteemed guest have already started the lesson, outside. So, what about we get it underway as well, Wezzer said. Bella then ran off. Bella, David shouted. I got the fire crotch. You take coat ends, ma'am, Titania said. Titania then took off after Bella. Titania, don't. David, I'm leaving Wezzer to you. I'm going to help Titania, Deku said. But I don't think, David said. David, you can handle him. You've come a long way. Time to test your skills, Deku said. All right, David said. Deku then chased after Bella and Titania. Now, shall we relocate to a more spacious LOC, Wezzer said. David charged at Wezzer. Back outside. You got metal in your flats? Seriously, Evelyn asked. Everyone's got their own weapons, Thiller said. Jack then hit Thiller. Penny told you about my semblance, Thiller said. Thiller then took off towards the cliff edge leading to the forest. Yeah, fighting the two of you at the same time is too hard. Have to get at least one of you out of the way, Thiller said. Good luck with that, Evelyn said. Thanks, Thiller said. Thiller then quickly went for Jack. Evelyn charged after her, but Thiller then flung her into the air. Ahoo, Evelyn yelled, as she flew. Evelyn, Jack shouted. Worry about yourself, sis, Thiller said. Up on Peak's walls. HMPH. Slippery little tart, aren't you? But you trapped yourself, Titania said. How vulgar, Bella said. What Titania said. You're vulgar. Your voice is vulgar, your words are vulgar, your body is vulgar. You're disgusting, Bella said. What the actual? Alright, hand over the stuff and maybe I won't spank you, Titania said. How about no, Bella said. Spanking it is, then, Titania said. Titania got moved towards Bella, but before she could do anything to her, Bella grabbed onto her hand with a mighty grip. What the? A grip on my arm, Titania thought. Didn't you listen to what Big David told you, Bella asked. Titania shouted. Do not underestimate me, Bella said. Unfortunately, Titania is not one for taking people's warnings, Deku said, charging at Bella. Bella let go of Titania's arm and caught both Deku's fists. A small strong gust of wind emitted from where their hands collided. I noticed, Bella said. Bella then lifted Deku up, still holding onto his fists, and then slammed her into Titania. She created an explosion out of thin air. Meanwhile, at the front of the gate inside Peak. Honestly. Such rudeness. Chasing people down flights of stairs and walls. If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were raised by wild dogs. Oh well, let's start the first test. Come at me, JPDE Sonata said. I'll do whatever the hell I want, thank you very much, David said. David went to swing his whip at Weza, but after Weza whistled, his arm changed course, making his strike miss. Missed me by a mile, JPDE. Do you want to try again, Weza asked. You smug, David said. David tried again, but to the same result after Weza whistled. The bewildered reaction never gets old, Weza said. You're arg, David said. David then tried again. He tried multiple attacks against Weza, each of them ending up with a part of his body moving, causing him to miss. David yelled in pain. Ouch. Right on the knee. That must hurt, Weza said. You're doing something to my body, David said. Yes. Are you going to plug your ears and go na-na-na-na like the last moron? I assure you, it won't work, Weza said. David then activated his inspiration of Evelyn's semblance. Your semblance. Judging from your eyes, you must be borrowing from your Faunus girlfriend, Weza said. David tried to hit Weza again, but nothing had changed. But knowing when I'm going to whistle isn't going to help if it still happens, Weza said. Then I guess I'll need to try something different, David said. David then activated Pyrrha's inspiration. I admit I have no idea who you're borrowing from, right now. But that's not enough, intimidate me. And you put away your whip. What is it you're going to do, Weza said. David then threw a punch at Weza, though this time he was able to hit Weza. Didn't expect you to hit in so soon. Despite your tripping, your fist kept its path, Weza said. I told you I'd try something different. And you dropped the parts of Titania's body. This fight is over, David said. Oh, you're terribly entertaining, JPDE Weza laughed. What's so funny, David asked. I told you, this is a test. As the scientist in charge, I decide when it's over. And a fight over just one hit. Thiller had told me you didn't like fighting, but this is way too optimistic, Weza said. I've already seen through your semblance. Alternating my movements won't work any longer, David said. That you did. As expected, you've got fine battle instinct, despite your distaste for fighting. Now, let's see what happens if I get just a little bit serious, Weza said. David then screamed out in pain. On Peak's walls, Bella had been hitting Deku and Titania with multiple explosions. You're not just a vulgar woman. You're a moron, too. How many explosions to the face do you need to take before understanding you need to fight seriously? Use your semblance, already, Bella said. Deku then axe-kicked Bella, though she caught his leg and flung him back from where he came. "And what's with you just shrugging them off?" Bella asked. "I'm used to taking explosions to the face." "Now what's up with your semblance?" Deku said. "Wouldn't you like to know?" Bella said. "I can't, alright. I can't use my semblance," Titania said. "You what?" Bella said. "I was literally born the other week and my aura was locked." "I haven't unlocked my semblance yet," Titania said. "Oh, well. I feel almost bad doing this, now," Bella said. "You won't be able to," Deku said, as he charged at Bella, knocking her away from Titania. At the campsite. "Is this really all you've got, sister?" "I really expected better from you," Thilla said. "You expected me to just break my sister's face in?" Jack asked. "Maybe. Honestly, your conviction pales in comparison to Penny's. Is this the resolve you have? Is this how you want to protect your team and save me? Evelyn was trying harder than you are after I sent her flying. You're not even using your semblance. Is this really all that it takes for you to give up?" Thilla asked. "Down in the forest. Ark, I'm getting sloppy. Damn your sweet buns, my double DS. You two and that redhead are like my mama bunny tiger button now, damn it. I seriously need to learn to cool my jest when you're involved. Especially you, David. I mean, I worry about Penny and Aiju as well, but they've proven they can defend themselves. You can't win a fight without blowing yourself up. Then again, no goddamn student should deal with half the shit we have to deal with. Ah, that's it. Super training from hell it is. We're making you go over the limit of human, or whatever you are, endurance until you get to the third stage of your semblance. And it damn better be completely broken and overpowered," or Evelyn said. "Who are you even talking to?" a voice asked. "You haven't changed at all, Evelyn. And I see all the nutrients still stop at chest height, home." "Home," the voice said. Evelyn remained in stunned silence. Phew phew phew. I was right, wasn't I? My distribution, on the other hand, is uniform. See my hair. Any. Look at my hair, Evelyn. Look at my everything, the voice said. You, Evelyn said. Someone with the same hair color as Evelyn, and a white mask, was sitting up in a tree behind her. Yes, Evelyn. I am, in fact, now prettier than you. Thanks for noticing. Tee-hee-hee, the voice said. You, Evelyn said. You chose the wrong day to show your mug again, Andrea, Evelyn shouted in a furious rage. End of chapter 31.